back up. There we go. Before I even do that, I have to like wipe it down because it's a little dirty, but jeez, that was strong. But I can't.
God damn, but look at me. Now look at them. Now look at me. How's it going? My name's Frank. What's up?
I do want to give a warning. Yes, the title is actually alluding to the movie, the actual movie, so that means I will be discussing it in this video. So if you haven't watched it and you want to watch it, don't watch this, because I will also be mentioning the guy's name, which they don't tell you till the end of the movie. So if you don't want that ruined for you also, don't watch it. I genuinely thought that the movie was great, but it did catch me by a loop. It caught me by a loop. So first thing, if you don't know, I'm drawing a cherry blossom and then trying to paint it, okay? Mind you, I'm not a painter, not an artist. I just do when I feel like it, you know. I have a reference here, so we're gonna try our hardest, okay? I want to sketch it first. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the movie, and I'm just trying to make sure that this wall is like dry first. I don't want to sketch it. I watched it last night. Well, I watched it at like 3 in the morning today, but like still. Like I said, I'm no Picasso, no Da Vinci. I do this stuff for fun. But the movie itself really did take a turn for me, but I want to start like from the beginning when we first met our character, one of our first MCs, the guy. I don't really want to mention his name starting now, but like we'll wait a little bit, you know? And then we meet the second MC, Sakura, which took me for a loop. Because whenever I think of the name Sakura, I always think of the one from Naruto, even though I don't watch Naruto. But you know, it really took me by surprise to see somebody else using the name Sakura. And yes, I'm actually drawing directly on my wall, but it's gonna be behind my mirror so my parents won't see it, because I don't know if they're okay with me doing that. Yeah. Oh wow, y'all can barely see that. Hold on. You see it, the little line? But when we first meet Sakura, we obviously find out about her illness. Which was weird to me why they decided to do it like that, like to tell us what her illness was, because like then we would know that she was dying, which I don't mind, because then it's like you don't have to have attachment to the character, but it also caught me very off guard. Anyway, but then it's weird because, you know, she's just this girl that's just so full of light, even though she knows life is like terrible. Well, I guess it wasn't terrible for her, but like it was a terrible circumstance for her, and she didn't tell anybody. Honestly, that's understandable why she didn't tell anybody, but I never really understood why she told Satsura, not Satsura, that's not his name, why she ended up telling him. Like, I mean, she believes it was fate that they met, but like, girl. And so they like just get together, they bond together and stuff. You know, you got that nice little anime ploy that they always use, like shy person meets outgoing person. Outgoing person turns the shy person into a more outgoing person. So there's that. But I mean, it took him a lot more to be outgoing. You know, it wasn't just it took a lot of time to develop those two before they decided like, oh, it was gonna be like a relationship type thing or friendship. Honestly, it confused me a lot. But and then we also meet Kyoko, who's Sakura's best friend. I love Kyoko, I love her character, but she was just very overprotective, which is understandable. Since Sakura's gotten her heart broken multiple times, she didn't want to see her friend hurt again. Understandable, but I just wish she would have gave him a chance. But I guess what threw me for a loop was definitely its ending, which we're gonna get there. Let me stop rushing it. But wow, y'all can barely see that sketch, but it's there. I guess knowing that she was gonna die just kind of made it easier to accept. Like, we knew from the beginning. It was no surprise that she was gonna die from her pancreas disease. I just wish personally that Kyoko had been just a little bit more nicer. It's understandable why she's protective, but a little bit nicer, because obviously it wasn't phasing Sakura that she was hanging out with this guy, so why should it phase Kyoko? But I understand Kyoko knows that she gets her heart broken easily and whatnot. But the movie itself, overall, it was perfect. I think it was a beautiful movie, beautiful way to like express how fate works. I personally don't believe, well, I do believe in fate, but I feel like you can choose your own fate depending on the steps you take to get there. So I guess it just depends on how you interpret the world. I don't believe that there's a set fate for everybody, but I believe there's a set of fates instead, and depending on your choices in life is how you get to that fate. So Sakura believes it was fate that they met, and Haruki thought it was a coincidence that they met. I mean, then again, I feel like fate and coincidence can be the same exact thing, because fate is just these like predetermined steps till you get to something, and coincidence, well, sometimes the coincidence can be an accident and whatnot, but you know, who knows. Overall, I'm just glad that they met each other. And that gets me thinking, like, fate is just something that's so complicated to understand. It's a simple thing, because me doing something as simple as this can literally change my whole future. At the same time, it can do nothing. And that's why fate is so weird to me, because it's like, you don't really know what determines your fate or what can change it. There's just so many aspects that go into it. Hold on, I'm about to go ask my sister if I could just borrow her paint, because I can't do this right now. Let's continue. Gonna take a little, she has a messy ass palette. I think I'm not gonna clean it off because she might want to still use these colors. Like I was saying about fate, I just feel like everything in this world is already predetermined for people, but I guess it's just depending on your like steps that you take to get there. Jeez, like fate isn't guaranteed to be a good thing for you all the time. Let me mix this paint. Y'all want to watch? Hold on, I gotta mix some of my brown with it. And I feel like fate led me here to do this stuff. I know you don't care. I know like some people won't care, but like I do. And also that's kind of like, I know I'm kind of steering from the movie thing, but like that's why I kind of like just tell people to do what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, you're following choices in fate. If it makes sense, like you have options in life. And if you're choosing to hide away from doing what you truly want to do, it's like, no. We're all predestined to die, so I feel like just do what you want to do in life, man. You know, live the way you want to live. I have to go get her other brushes. I think this is too big. Hold on. I have to go steal some more supplies, but I'm back. We don't paint often together, but sometimes randomly at night, like barely, but like I'll sometimes paint with her if I feel like it. But yeah, I keep losing my track of thought. And honestly, everyone's been telling me to watch I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. Like, the universe has been giving me signs. Like, I've been seeing it on TikTok all over my For You page and stuff. And I never really cared enough when it comes to things, but then I finally caved and I watched it. And I'm glad I did. The branch is okay. I'll go over it with another layer. But I guess the one instance with fate, though, is that never knowing if you made the right choice. Because all you do is end up with a solution, but you don't know if that's the right solution, I guess. Anyways, back to the movie. And then after we, like, meet with Haru, they went on their little vacation. Oh, let me move y'all up a little bit. I honestly love that vacation scene. I loved every scene. And then she gets hospitalized. We're gonna skip a little bit. The first time she got hospitalized, I was scared she was gonna die then and there. And Sakura, honestly, she was just like she's the type of person I aspire to be. Just a light to somebody's life, man. She was just always positive, even with things. And she herself even knew she put up a front with the way she acted. She knew she was in pain, and she knew that she was like upset about the fact that she knew she was gonna die, but she still lived her life. And people take that for granted, like, so often. But like, we all know we're gonna die. We're all gonna die someday. I've kind of come to terms with the fact that I'm gonna die one day. Like, it's never bothered me about death, as long as it's a calm death. But that's also the thing, you don't really know how you're gonna die. I just want to be a light in somebody's life. Like, it might sound corny, cringy, whatever you want to say, but it's true. I want to be a light to somebody's life and just make somebody happy. At least if it's one person, I just want it to be somebody. And at least if I die, I want to know dying that like I've made people happy. And when I first heard the phrase like, I want to eat your pancreas in the movie, like, you know those moments when you're like, oh, so that's what the title of the movie means. Like, yeah, that was that, you know. I wonder how I'm gonna do these blossoms, but however they turn out, I think they're still gonna be beautiful, even if they're the ugliest things in the world. And every day I think about how fate affects all of our lives, because fate brought you guys here. The people who are watching right now, fate, it brought you to me, and that's weird. Like, that's what is so weird about fate, is that on the path of life, I crossed so many of you. Like, there's millions of people who I'm probably gonna cross on my path of life, and it's weird to think that I'm in so many people's paths of life. Like, the people who are watching this, I'm in your path of life right now. That is so weird to me, but it's such a cool thing to know. You'll come across me, probably only see me once, maybe twice, and maybe I'll make a mark on your life, maybe I won't. Life is strange, huh? Like, movies like Eat Your Pancreas really just get you thinking about how life is just not, sheesh. I mean, I don't know, man. It's precious. I love movies that get me thinking like that, because it's like, wow, I really do take life for granted. I have so many good things in life, and I take it for granted. My parents find this painting behind my, what's it called? They'll probably get mad. But I think it's fate. Okay, back to the movie. I keep getting off topic, but that's because like I'm doing two things at once. And we had another fireworks scene. Another freaking fireworks scene. After watching A Silent Voice, we had a freaking I watched A Silent Voice a few months ago, so seeing another fireworks scene already made me tear up a little, because I was not ready. Because after the fireworks scene in A Silent Voice, obviously you have that moment that just like, but like then seeing it again and I want to eat your pancreas made me think, oh god, something bad is about to happen and I'm scared. Sakura was really, she was just a great person. Like I can't get over the fact, like she's the person I've always wanted to be. She just had a positive outlook, even though it was a friend. She said it too. I would love to live life the way she lived it too. But also then again, you would never think of life as this thing that you could lose in an instance unless you've been in a type of incident that made life flash before your eyes. Like if you'd been like in a car accident or some deadly accident or anything, it makes you rethink life and how like your life could be gone just like that. So I guess to the people who've never experienced anything life-threatening, life is just this thing that they're just living through also, but like without any worry about it. Well, they still have worries, but like it doesn't seem that big compared to people who have had life-threatening accidents, you know. Actually, I'm super glad that Kyoko was the way she was. Even though she was hella overprotective, I'm glad that she was. Like, she was a ride or die, for real, for real. Like, Haru was... I feel for him a lot because the biggest plot twist was that, you know, Sakura didn't even end up dying from her pancreas disease, which took me for a shock because when she first went like MIA on him when he was waiting to meet up with her after her discharge from the hospital, it took me for a loop. Like when she didn't respond, I was like, okay, so she died from her pancreas disease, all right, whatever, you know. Well, not whatever, but like I know already that that's what she died for. And then I see like her on the TV news talking about some she got stabbed. That's not what you expected. You didn't expect that ending, like, but somehow you still got it. Which is why life is weird to me, because there were steps she could have taken to avoid that. Like she was wrong place, wrong time. And that's an example of how fate just works in such a mysterious way, because I feel like her running like 1 second late or 1 second earlier could have completely changed the ending. I guess it caught a lot of people off for a loop, finding out that she doesn't even die from her pancreas disease. Just to see Haru like send her a text like, I want to eat your pancreas, knowing that people say if you have an ill pancreas you eat a pancreas like that, but like they meant like I also want your soul to reside inside me. If that makes sense, because I feel like I'm not making any sense, but at the same time I feel like everything I'm saying makes sense. It also kind of like confused me to find out that she died, but we never really revealed who killed her. Like, you know, like sometimes you get jealous of people and what's it called? I don't really get jealous of people anymore because I kind of just want to be the best of myself, never better than somebody. Like I never pay attention when other people are doing that. Other people can be flourishing right now, but that doesn't matter to me because like my life, I'm still doing the best of what I can at what I do, if that makes sense. So the brown started dripping a little bit. I again stole my sister's colors because I needed them. I stole her pinks. Is this even pink? It is like a really dark pink. I'll try to make, I'm not exactly sure I'm gonna do these blossoms. Like that's the thing though. And also another thing is that one advice I give to people is invest in your own room. Like your room is the place where you're gonna spend most of your life, and like to be honest, I'm scared. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. What was I don't even remember the last part I was on, even though it's been like 10 minutes. I don't remember, but where was I? Oh yeah, when he was giving Kyoko the note. And that movie is just great. It's just great. Like, if you haven't watched it, I recommend that you watch it. It's honestly a 10 out of 10. And also, if you're looking for more animes like that or movies like that, I also recommend you watch A Silent Voice. Oh my gosh, that movie had me in shambles, in tears. I mean it. Like, I'm trying to see, because if it looks right in the camera, it looks pretty okay in real life. I could be on hundreds, thousands, maybe even millions of people's like path of life. Maybe I might just be looking too much into the movie when I talk about stuff like this, but it's fine though. It's my own analysis. I don't know how to make them. I need to look at my reference. If you don't know why I'm making a cherry blossom tree, because it's a big significance in the movie, but at the same time small. Like it's literally in the cover of the movie too and all. If that wasn't made clear to you, well now it is. It just, the tree doesn't look natural as I want it to. Like what is... And here she is. Does she look the most prettiest? No. Okay, I'm not Picasso, and I'm gonna keep saying this. I'm not Da Vinci, but I'm just glad that I did this.